Hello and welcome back, everyone. Scootsy16 here with another episode of the Chemlock League, and it may not have been a successful season for the Tundras. We're in for a very fun and unique off-season coming up, so we have something to look forward to. But before we get there, of course, as you know, we always have to play out the All-Star game and recognize the players that found success this year outside of the Tundras. And the Yin All-Stars will be hosting this matchup as the Nocturnals have the best record in the league. So they will be our host team at the Bengata Bowl. And interestingly enough, I did go back and check this, and the history of the All-Star game is a back and forth affair. So every year has alternated between the Yin Conference and the Yang Conference as far as which conference hosts. And no team has repeated, so there has not been a number one seed that has maintained that record into the following season, or even since the beginning of the in the league's inception. Every year is back and forth, and even more interestingly, the team that hosts loses. Let me double check that that's right. Yeah, every year the team that hosts loses the All-Star game. So that would lean towards the Yang Conference winning it all this year. I honestly don't think that that's going to be the case. Looking at the teams as I was putting them together, I'm actually leaning in the Yin Conference favor this year. As far as who I expect to win, I'm not rooting for them, but you'll see as we get into this one. So we have the teams set. We'll talk about some of the notable players in this one and some of the notable statistics that they produced. We'll be at the Bengata Bowl. I randomized the weather. You might not think, since it's a dome, that it'll mean much, but I actually did look, and there is a lighting change with like the shadows and the lights being turned on. So I'll just randomize it. We'll see what we get. And setting the lineup here, we'll talk about them as we go, but I did want to highlight one player from each team before we get into this matchup. For the Yang Conference, player I want to highlight is actually Chuck Drummond. He is one of two players in the league and in the All-Star game this year that have attended 4 total All-Star games. So this is season 5, so there's been an opportunity to 5 All-Star appearances. Chuck Drummond is one of 2 players that have reached the All-Star game 4 times, which is the most in the league. The other player we'll talk about on the Yin Conference here in just a second. There is notably not a single player that has been a MVP on the pitching side or the batting side in this lineup here today for the Yang Conference. So again, we'll take a look at these players as we go. Actually, I'll highlight those that made it in the top 10 really quick. Antonella Longbottom is the only Yang Conference batter to make it into the top 10. She had a 386 batting average, which was good for 3rd in the league, an 1187 OPS, good for 2nd in the league, 4 home runs and 12 RBIs, tied for top 3 in both of those categories. Pretty solid year for Antonella Longbottom and the Heaters, who are actually the number 1 seed in the Yang Conference. Pitching-wise, Luke Resplendent was your number 2 pitcher, or number 2 player in the top 10, and actually the number 2 pitcher as well. Best pitcher in the Yang Conference, and he had a hell of a year with a 1.19 ERA, good for 9th in the league, 0.62 whip, good for 3rd, had 24 strikeouts, led the league there, 3 complete games and 2 shutouts. So a really solid year for the former Tundra pitcher from the Firebirds this year. I'm really happy to see that. And the only other player to make it in the top 10, if you may recall, from the Yang Conference is Quincy Healthy. He had a phenomenal year for the Tundras despite their poor outing this year. A .48 ERA was good for 5th, 0.75 whip tied for 8th, 17 strikeouts on the year in 18.2 innings pitched, and he had 2 saves, which is tied for 4th. So our Tundras have something to celebrate this year with Quincy Healthy making it to the All-Star game for the first time in his career. That'll be the Yang Conference, and we'll talk about the rest of them later on. But let's go ahead and flop over to the Yin Conference side. And we have a little bit more to talk about as 6 out of the top 10 are all pitchers from the Yin Conference. Yes, 6 out of the top 10 are pitchers from the Yin Conference. They had one batter from the Yin Conference that made the top 10 as well. We'll talk about him in just a second. But before we do that, a quick shout out to Withers Gentry, the only other player to make it to their 4th All-Star appearance in 5 seasons. Withers had 5 home runs, which is 2nd in the league. Kind of quiet the rest of the year with everything else considered. Nothing else in the top 10, 28 total bases, but it was good enough for him to make the All-Star team for the Streamliners. Again, the 4th time for him. The number 1 batter in the league was Iceman Grubbs. His 2nd time as an MVP, his 3rd All-Star appearance, 2nd time with the Nocturnals. He was number 5 in the top 10 with 1298 OPS, which was 1st in the league, 7 home runs, and 14 RBIs, all 1st in the league. He also had 4 stolen bases, tied for 3rd, 39 total bases on the year. Had a hell of a season, and he will get the blackout treatment, which we will see in this game. The pitching side, a lot to go over. Spitty Miranda wins the MVP and the Cy Young this year. He was phenomenal. A .81 ERA is good for 7th. He was tied for 1st in saves with 3, 21 strikeouts in, which is tied for 2nd. A .72 WHIP, which was 6th in the league, and 22 1/3 innings pitched as a reliever. His 2nd time being an All-Star. Last year, no, he didn't make it last year. The 1st time he made it was back in season 1 with the Swordfish. So welcome back, and in a big way with this, with him getting the start here today as a MVP. Other notable top 10 players, we have Zahara Homebrew from the Torpedoes, was number 4 in the top 10, her first All-Star appearance. Notably, 20 strikeouts and a .44 ERA, good for 4th in the league. Then you have Yup Conrad. Where you at, Yup? Here he is. Yup Conrad from the Swampers, his 2nd All-Star appearance. He was number 6 in the top 10. A .58 WHIP was good for 2nd. Had 1 complete game shutout and 17 strikeouts and 19 innings pitched. Number 7 in the top 10 was Happy Hudson from the Swoops. His 3rd All-Star appearance, had 20 strikeouts, 1.47 ERA, and a 1.09 WHIP in 18 1/3 innings pitched. Then we have Colorado Bozak makes it to his 2nd All-Star appearance for the Nocturnals this year. Number 9 in the top 10, 2.53 ERA, 20 strikeouts, and 21 1/3 innings pitched. And lastly is Erstwhile East from the Swordfish, 2nd time making it to the All-Star game, a 1.8 ERA, a .8 WHIP, and 18 strikeouts, which was good for 10th in the league, all over 15 innings pitched as a reliever for the Swordfish. So those are the top 10. A little different than what we did before, but I just wanted to acknowledge those that made it into the top 10. Now let's go ahead and get out to the ball game. To the Bengata Bowl we go. I'm excited to get through this All-Star game, get through the playoffs, and start figuring out what to do with this team. As if you missed it, we are going to fire the coach of the Tundras, and there's going to be a chemistry change to this team. It's going to be spirited, disciplined, and scholarly going into next season. So there's a lot of work we'll have to do. Pretty much at least half the team is going to be turning over, if not more. You're going to see some big players on this team no longer on the Tundras next year. It'll be hard for some, but I'm excited for a new change. Hope you're happy with that decision as well, as I'm recording this before you're finding this out. And let's talk about Jackson Pugh. Jackson making it to his first All-Star game with the War Wagons. He works the walk here. Had a 10-20 OPS, good for 9th in the league. 3 stolen bases. We'll see if he decides to get on the move here in this one. And 25 total bases. Next is Cern Tedson for the Chompers. He had a solid year. First year in the All-Star game. Had 4 home runs and 9 RBIs. And had a 1062 OPS. This time he lifts one into left center field, rolls to the wall, rounding second, headed to third is Pugh. Gentry finally gets to it, and Pugh sent home. Jaramillo will not even make the play, and Serge Tenson comes through with an RBI double right out of the gate against Spitty Miranda, who is the MVP of the season. You see, Spitty has that white glove there. Serge Tenson with great speed on second base, and RBI 0 activated for Longbottom. The all-star third baseman for the Heaters will poke one into the right field corner. Heading home is Tenson, and he'll slide in safely, and heading to second. Very astute observation for Longbottom, recognizing the throw wasn't being cut, and she gets an RBI double. So active or back-to-back doubles for the Yang All-Stars, and it's 2-0. Popping up into left field is going to be Frown, and that's going to be caught by Torres. Long run into foul territory, but there's enough room out there. So nothing doing there for Frown, but now Pop Ware will come up. Decent year for the Firebirds. First-time All-Star, 940 OPS, 3 home runs, and 8 RBIs. He hits one hard to left center field, tailing away from Jordan, and it's going to be a single for Ware, but enough for the runner to score from second base, and it's 3-0. The Yang All-Stars just pouncing early on Spitty Miranda. Miranda's tense here with Blaze Manning coming up. The DH for today's game from the Burners. 3 home runs and 10 RBIs this season. He is a first-time All-Star as well. 25 total bases for the outfielder. He gets ahead of that one and pulls a foul. 2-2 count with the runner on first. Infield a double play depth. Has tier 2 fastball hitter. And it lifted into right field, but it's going to hang up for Iceman Grubbs, the best outfielder in the league right now. That's caught for out number 2, so maybe this can halt the bleeding a little bit, but an early start for the Yang Conference, getting a 3-0 lead. Spitty Miranda now has to face off against Jason Blackwell. You'll see his attributes, not think much of him, especially without those traits. This is his second All-Star appearance. He made it for the Rakers this year with a 901 OPS. He gets a base hit here. 3 home runs and 6 RBIs with 23 total bases for Blackwell. He will keep the line moving for the Yang All-Stars. Now, Hanny Anubis will make it. He is come up to the plate. Heater's catcher will appear in his first All-Star game. At an 1185 OPS, good for third in the league. 3 home runs and 5 RBIs, 20 total bases for the catcher. Not a lot of catchers are making it in the top 10 in many categories, so the OPS is notable for Anubis, although he grounds to short. That'll finally end the inning. So an inning to forget for Spitty Miranda, but the Yang Conference pounce early, 3 runs on 4 hits in the top of the first. We'll see if the potent offense of the Yang Conference will bounce back against Luke Resplendent. Luke doesn't have any favorable traits, but definitely talented player nonetheless. Facing off against Bria Jaramillo. She pops up to first base. Bria from the Streamliners, 2-time All-Star, made it in the top 10 for home runs and OPS. We'll talk about her again later, and stolen bases. Next is Withers Gentry. We already mentioned his 4 times in the All-Star game for the Streamliners this year. Had the 5 home runs, but not a lot else stands out for us. On the stats page here, he rips one to right center, cut off by Pop Ware, and it'll be a 1-out single for Gentry. So he comes through for the N All-Stars. That'll bring up Iceman Grubbs. You see the black gloves, the black bat. He is a 2-time All-Star, 3-time All-Star, 2-time MVP in the league. We already talked about how notable his stats are. He does ground out to short, though, and it's a nope. He breaks up the double play with great hustle down the line. One of the fastest players in the league. 4 total stolen bases this year. And we'll see what he does at first base with 2 outs. And Iceman Hahn comes to the plate. They pitch out to start. Hahn had a great year for the Rushes, his second time in the All-Star game. It's a great year. It was fine. The Rushes did not have a good team this season. His 896 OPS, best on the team with only 1 home run and 5 RBIs. He lines out to third. That ends the inning, and we'll turn it over to the second. Nothing doing for the Yin All-Stars in inning number 1. And we'll see what Miranda does First pitch swinging as that's flown out to left field. I want to say that might have been Rasmussen from the Chompers. Yep. He flies out his first time All-Star appearance. He swings at the first pitch he sees. Now back to Pugh. 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, and 3 stolen bases this season. He's 0 for 1 today. We'll see if he can get on base, maybe wreak some havoc on the base pads. And he'll even the count 2 apiece. 2-2, 2 out, or 1 out. All misses. It's full to Miranda, who's still tense. If you've never seen these All-Star games, I always give the starting pitcher the long reliever trait, hopefully to get them out of the ballgame a little bit earlier, as we have a lot of All-Star pitchers that we want to talk about or see. And we might get to see that early here for the end All-Stars, as Miranda having a tough time walking a batter. Ground ball to the left side, cut off by Jaramillo. She dives and makes the play. Presidente with the stretch. It's a bang-bang play at first, but they call that out number 1. Runner does advance to second. Good speed over there at second for Longbottom, who's 1 for 1 with an RBI double. Here's a name we're all too familiar with. Ashlyn Fry makes it to the All-Star game for her 3rd year for the Woodsmiths, through 2.53 ERA, a 1.03 whip, and 8 strikeouts and 2/3 innings pitched. So another great year for Fry. We've seen her on the Tundras a few times, and she got a great opportunity this year. She took advantage of it, and she gets the strikeout against Longbottom. That's out number 3, and that's a quiet second inning, but Miranda's day is done. Not a great start for the MVP, although to his credit, he's typically a reliever, so he might have gotten thrown off going out there to start the ball game. Presidente comes up from the Swoops, first-time All-Star, 3 home runs, 9 RBIs, and he strikes out here. Love to see Resplendent pitch well. Former Tundra, we definitely miss him. And Hunky Plaintiff will come up. Plaintiff, 2-time All-Star with the Nemesis this year, 3 home runs and 9 RBIs, 24 total bases. Not much going else for him. Nemesis had an okay year. Not a lot of players stood out for their team, though. Plaintiff takes high. It's a 2-2 count. Takes strike 3, frozen. Presidente can't believe it, and Luke Resplendent with 2 big strikeouts to start the second. Now Torres comes up, 2-time All-Star with the Torpedoes this year, led the league in batting average with a 429, or 1087 OPS, good for 5th in the league. He sends this one to right center field. Going to roll for a while as Pop Ware finally gets to it, and coasting into second base is Torres with a double with 2 outs. And Chloe Jordan will come up for the Woodsmiths. She was all over the top 10 with 1045 OPS, good for 7th. 4 home runs and 11 RBIs this year, and 29 total bases for the Woodsmith outfielder. Interesting with her negative traits as she grounds to first base, and that'll end the inning. Good outing for Luke Resplendent through 2, only allowing 2 base hits, but nothing doing. And it's still 3-0 to the bottom of the third, or top of the third we go. Hendrick Frown will get his second at-bat, 0 for 1 today. 1025 OPS, good for 8th in the league. He also had a 404 batting average, which was 2nd in the league, but he grounds out to first base. And that's a quiet second at-bat for Frown from the Cutters. 2-time All-Star, by the way. Now Pop Ware, 1 for 1 with an RBI single. From the Firebirds, first-time All-Star. A 940 OPS with 3 home runs and 8 RBIs. I think I've covered everybody now. And Ashlyn Fry with another strikeout. She's come in 2 strikeouts and 3 at-bats so far. And Blaze Manning will come up. Tier 2 fastball hitter. We'll see if he gets one to drive. Gets the fastball to start, but late on it. 99 on the gun for Fry. She's got some gas there for sure. 2-1 count, and takes strike 2, 100 on the gun. 2-2. Hop late on that fastball, fouls it off. And he gets one he likes, but it's a grounder to short. That'll do it. So clean inning for Ashlyn Fry. Through 4 batters, she's put them all down, and we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Mosley getting her first at-bat of the day so far, and she is a 2-time All-Star from the Nemesis this year. The catcher made it with her .324 batting average, .961 OPS, and 3 home runs with 6 RBIs included. She made it back in season 3 with the Nemesis as well. She pops up to right field, and finally Jason Blackwell will claim that one for out number 1. So Bria Jaramillo gets her name butchered by the announcer, but will come up. We didn't get a chance to talk about her last time. 4 home runs, 4 stolen bases, both in the top 10, along with her .1016 OPS. Really solid season for the Streamliners infielder, and she is a 2-time All-Star with 30 total bases this year. Pops up to shallow center. Probably an easy play for Pop Ware, and that's number 2. So back to Gentry we go. The aging vet has been really solid his entire career. He'll have Tier 2 easy target acting against him, which doesn't do a whole lot with Resplendent already having great accuracy. It's not working out for, or it's actually panning out for him really well. 3-0 count. Take strike 1 looking. And a grounder to short will do it. As Resplendent is through 3 clean innings. Still 3-0, and 4 to the top of the 4th we go. Blackwell will get it started, 1 for 1 with a single. We'll see how long Fry lasts as she's put down 4 batters she's faced so far. Falls behind here 2-0. Her 2-0 count, gets the strike on the slider. Ball misses inside, 3-1 count to Blackwell, and he'll tag that one. Got a little antsy. And he'll end up popping up the full count pitch to right center field. Grubbs will call that one. 1 down, and Anubis comes up. 0 for 1 for the first time All-Star. Feels comfortable in those Reds. Takes a first pitch strike. Ball misses low. Fry gets him to foul one off. It's a 1-2 count. And there's strike 3 called. She waves goodbye. I think it is her 3rd strikeout of the game through, 6 batters faced so far. Now Rasmussen comes up for his 2nd at-bat. From the Chompers, he lifts one to left field, but it's going to be playable for Jordan. That'll end the inning. So 7 straight put down for the Yin Conference, and Ashlyn Fry on a tear right now. That'll bring up Iceman Grubbs. See if he does anything for his team. He's 0 for 1, grounded to short last time. Rasmussen gets pulled for Zeke Price, the Tundra All-Star for this year, and he didn't win it convincingly, despite being an S-tier player, as Grubbs grounds to Blackwell. They get a .333 batting average with 2 home runs and 7 RBIs, a .948 OPS, and 4 doubles this year. Only 25 total bases, so not impressive for such a talented player, but it is his 3rd appearance in the All-Star game for the Tundras. I think a lot of that has to do with how disappointing our team is more than Zeke's talent and his success in the league. I think he's got a lot left on he's got a lot of meat left on the bones, if I do say so myself. Resplendent's locked in, approaching 50 pitches, and he gets another grounder. So another 1-2-3 inning, and Luke Resplendent through 4 innings, only allowing 2 hits so far. But at the top of the 5th, the Yang Conference looking to add on. They're currently up 3-0. Hugh will lead things off. He's walked twice in 2 plate appearances, and he'll swing at the first pitch, skied to deep center field. Continuing to run at that one, right back at the wall is Gentry, finally getting that one. I think he robbed a home run in an All-Star game a year or 2 back, if I'm not mistaken. Tedson, 1 for 2 with an RBI double, with 1 out, and Fry is locked in. She's running out of gas, though, over 30 pitches. Normally a long reliever, expected to only go an inning or so. First batter to reach base against Fry, and it's a walk from Tedson. Puts him on base with good speed for a long bottom who's 1 for 2 with an RBI double. That'll finally go pull Fry for Bozak. I should have gotten rid of his workhorse trait, who will probably mean he's going to last for the rest of this game. And it's a first pitch grounder to the second baseman for a double play to end the inning. So Fry's day pretty clean. Really impressive pitching from her. And Bozak comes in, throws one pitch, and I guess that's not that big a deal, as he's probably going to finish off the next inning anyways. Now the Yen Conference running out of time, bottom of the 5th here. They can try and take advantage of Resplendent, who's getting tired. See if Plaintiff can do it first. Calls another pitch off. It's a 1-2 count. This really should be the last batter for Resplendent as he gets a pop-up. Shallow center. Who's going to call that one? It's going to be... Nope. I thought it was going to be Pop Ware, but it's Tedson who reaches out for that one. And Torres will come up, 1 for 2 with a double. Excuse me, 1 for 1 with a double. And Hodge will come in for the for Luke Resplendent. We'll see if he can keep the game clean for the Yang Conference. Hodge will immediately turn on or give up a home run here. Who was that? To Torres? Or was that to, no, it had to have been Torres, right? So who already has a double today, and Swindle Torres from the Torpedoes torpedoes that one into the bleachers for a solo home run. He only had one during the regular season. He gets a big one here, and Hodge, I imagine, will immediately, no, he won't go tense. Chloe Jordan swings at the first pitch, sends it to deep center field. Let's talk a little bit about Shrewd Hodge really quick. From the Cutters, first-time All-Star, 1.74 ERA, a 1.16 WHIP, and 6 strikeouts in 10 1/3 innings pitched. There wasn't a lot of options for the Cutters. He pitched really well for their team this year. Gives it the home runs, skies one to center field, and with 2 outs, see what he does against Miriam Mosley. 3-1 count here. Hodge trying to get out of this one. He gets a courtesy call on the corner. And then the strikeout swinging, Mosley chased out of the zone. That'll end the inning, but not before a home run from Swindle Torres. Puts the Yen Conference slightly back into this ballgame. They're still down by 2, and there's only 1 inning left to work with. See if the Yang Conference gets some insurance against Bozak, where the Yen Conference can try and fight back. Hendrick Frown comes up, 3rd at bat. It was a batting average machine. Like I said, 2nd in the league, but he grounds to third with a shattered bat, and that's out number 1.
Number 48.
Now Pop Ware comes up. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI single. First pitch taken outside. Fouls off there. It's a 1-1 count. Oh, we didn't even talk about Bozak. Oh, yeah, I did. 20 strikeouts, .94 WHIP, 2.53 ERA, second-time All-Star for the Nocturnals, and a number 9 in the top 10. He works the walk here, and Pop Ware will be on base with good speed for Blaze Manning. Tier 2 fastball hitter. He's 0 for 2. Managed 10 RBIs during the regular season. Looking to see if he can get 1, maybe 2 here in this at-bat. Falls behind 0-2, and will line one into center field just over the diving glove of the second baseman. Puts 2 aboard with only 1 out. Bozak in trouble for Jason Blackwell. 1 for 2 with a single. Max pressure here, and Bozak will remain neutral mojo. First pitch swinging, pulled into the right field corner just over the first baseman's glove. Rounding third and heading home is Pop Ware. He'll slide in safely, and advancing to third on that one was Blaze Manning. So big RBI single for Blackwell, and it extends the lead 4-1. They give up the home run. They get it right back. Runners on the corners with only 1 out for Hanny Anubis. 1-1 count. He pulls one down the left field, or the third baseline, just over the bag. And couldn't even get to that one. It was Torres that's going to score a run, and back-to-back RBI singles. Makes it 5-1. high pressure, and Zeke Price will come up with tier 2 clutch. Tier 2 fastball hitter. First at bat today. He came in defense for Rasmussen. Ball bounces off the glove of Mosley. Both runners will advance to second and third, putting 2 in scoring position for Zeke Price. 5-1 ball game. Bozak falling apart here. He's tense now. Zeke will take the curveball for strike 1. That's a courtesy strike. Fastball, late swing, swung through strike 2. And Zeke will get it past the diving second baseman who was drawn in. One runner comes home. The second runner coming around third and will score easily. Zeke Price comes through with a 2-run single. And it's all falling apart for the in-conference here. Started bad, and it is ending bad in the top of the 6th with only 1 out. And Pugh comes up. Zeke Price over at first base. Pressure drops all the way. And Zeke will be standing on first, and double play depth is the infield. Bozak still out there, tense. Strike 3 called, and Pugh shocked at that call.
Number 11, Cern.
2 down, and Tedson will come up 1 for 2 with an RBI double and a walk. Bozak still tense after the strikeout, and Price still holding at first base. Mosley tense behind the plate after the pass ball. Tedson comes through with an RBI or with a base hit up the middle. Runner advances to second. 2 aboard with 2 outs. And the line continues to move for the Yang Conference here in the top of the 6th. And boy, I'm eating crow over here. As I said, I expected it to be a big win for the Yen Conference, and it's just not looking to be that way. As Scott O'Neill comes in to replace Bozak, gets the pop-up to shortstop. That'll finally end the inning. Quick note on Scott O'Neill. Made it to his second All-Star appearance for the Nemesis. 2.14 ERA, a .9 whip, and 9 strikeouts with 2 complete games and 1 shutout in 21 innings pitched. And he comes in and stops the bleeding for the Yen Conference. But it's 7-1, bottom of the 6th. And Hodge will see if he can hold the lead here. Maybe get through a quick inning against the top of the order for the Yen Conference. Maria Jaramillo blasts one to left field. Diving play from Zeke Price. He can't get to that one. He'll get up and toss it into the cutoff man. Actually, he just lines it straight to the right third baseman. But it's a leadoff double for Jaramillo. Puts 1 on for Withers Gentry. He comes in with Tier 2 specialist activated against him. First pitch taken, strike 1. Only 2 pitches for Hodge. Gets a grounder to third, holds the runner at second, tosses to first, and that's out number 1. Grubbs comes up 0 for 2. Tier 1 RBI 0 is activated along with Tier 2 specialist, so he's getting quite a hit here with a runner on second base. Tough spot for him to be in. Ball misses low, 1-1 count. Strike swung at on the outside part of the plate, chasing. And he chases on that one too. Strike 3 and out number 2. And your MVP looks really rough here today as he goes 0 for 3. Now Hahn comes in, the other Iceman, Tier 2 first pitch prayer, 0 for 2. And he starts with a ball low. Hodge with 2 outs trying to finish them off. Fouls off here, 1-1 count. Good speed over at second. Ground ball foul. Down to their last strike, 7-1. And a ground ball up the middle keeps the inning alive. Pop Ware will come up throwing and holding the runner at third base. Great arm from the center fielder. Whew. Big game here. Raylan Presidente with Tier 2 first pitch prayer along with Tier 2 specialist. Shrewd Hodge with runners on the corners and 2 outs. We'll see if he can close it out here. Ball 2 misses. Strike called, 2-1 count. Hit hard to left center field. That's going to get right up against the base of the wall. 1 run scores, rounding third, and will be sent home is, I don't remember his name. Whoever just was, I think that was Iceman Hahn. And that's a big double for Presidente. 2 runs score, and this game's not over yet. Plaintiff comes up and will face off against the closer, Julian Homegrown. Tier 2 pick officer, Tier 2 elite changeup with still 2 outs. It's a 7-3 ball game. Great speed over at second base. Strike 2 taken. And Homegrown gets the grounder to short, and that'll finally do it. Julian Homegrown from the Burners making it to his first All-Star game with a 150 ERA and 3 saves, tied for first in the league. Comes in and finishes off the Yin Conference. So the trend continues where the Yin Conference will, or the home conference will lose the All-Star game, and it's just so funny that this is happening like this. 7-3 win for the Yin Conference. The Yang Conference. It started strong, it ended strong. Got quiet in the middle there, thanks to Ashlyn Fry. And hitting-wise, 2 hits for Tedson and Blackwell, both contributing RBIs. RBIs up and down the lineup. 2 for Zeke Price, who came in to pinch hit. He produces for his team, and 2 walks at the top of the lineup from Pugh with a run scored. On the other side, 2 RBIs for Presidente, a solo home run from Torres, the only guy to get 2 hits in this ball game, and a couple of other hits scattered throughout. Pitching-wise, Resplendent gets the win, 4 1/3 innings, only gives up 2 hits and 2 strikeouts. And Shrewd Hodge came in, didn't look great, 1 1/3, giving up 4 hits, 3 earned runs, including a solo home run, striking out 2, and then Homegrown gets the 1 out he's needed for. Miranda gets the loss. The MVP goes 1 2/3, giving up 4 hits, 3 earned runs, also walking 2. Does not strike out a batter. Ashlyn Fry notably goes 2 2/3, giving up 1 walk, no hits, no earned runs, and striking out 3. Great outing for her. And then it all fell apart for Bozak before O'Neill stopped the bleeding. So it's Torres, Tedson, and Resplendent are your top 3. I maybe would give Resplendent the number 1 spot, especially given he was a long reliever and still went 4 1/3 innings. But I guess you can't argue with the only home run in the game. In the All-Star game, that's always a little bit more exciting. So that is how the All-Star game plays out. We'll talk about a couple of the players that did not get to be acknowledged here, especially one that kind of irritates me, but interesting of note. All right, take a look at some of those players that didn't get acknowledged. Start with the Yin All-Stars. All right, so who did not get the appreciation here? Everybody in the starting lineup did. Matthias Dismal did not get the any appearance in the All-Star game. Swordfish, player that made it to his first All-Star game with 3 home runs and 6 RBIs with 20 total bases. Also, Emil Stein, 2-time All-Star, makes it for the Swampers this year. An 892 OPS, 1 home run, 5 RBIs, 19 total bases. And then I also wanted to note Israel Cameron. He actually makes it for the Platypi as their offensive player. He pitched really well too, but I gave him the 2-way infield trait just to see if he would potentially get an opportunity to play. But let's talk about why. First of all, the Platypi were awful. So both teams that made it to the championship last year had terrible seasons. In case you were wondering, the Platypi ended up going 6-10. So 1 game worse than us, and a -16 run differential. They were last in the water division, but because of their terrible season, they didn't have a lot of offense. Cameron had a 316 average, no home runs, 3 RBIs, but 3 doubles, 8 walks, and 5 total stolen bases, which was tied for first. That's why he makes it as the Platypi's best offensive player. But let's talk about his pitching as well. 145 ERA, a .91 whip, 11 strikeouts. He had 2 complete games and 1 complete game shutout in 18 2/3 innings pitched. This is what pisses me off. Look at that guy's ratings, and he's terrible. His contact and his speed are what's skewing his talent. He got the A- only because of that 2-way infield trait that I added to him. He was a B+ before, but there's no reason he should be pitching that well. And somehow he still is. And knowing the players that we've had struggle on our team that do have talent, it just irritates me even more. Pitching wise, we saw Miranda. I also already talked about the top 10 players, so we'll skip them. We'll jump down to We have Eli Hawkins, made it for the Russia's first time All-Star. He did not allow an earned run all season, tied for first. A .64 whip was good for fourth, and a 114 OBA is good for second in 11 innings pitched for the Russias. The only other player that did not get a chance to be acknowledged here is Sergio Dupol for the Swoops. He also did not allow an earned run all season, a .73 whip, 135 OBA, and 3 saves, tied for first in 11 innings pitched for the Swoops. So that is the All-Stars. On the in-conference side, let's talk about the Yang All-Stars that did not get a chance to shine in the game. That would include June Mina. She barely made the All-Star team. It's because the Foresters had such a bad year, but this was her third All-Star appearance. 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, 5 walks, in 19 total bases for the third baseman from the Foresters. Let's see, who else? Cesar Ibarra did not get a shout-out in the game. From the Colossus, making it to his first All-Star game, a .991 OPS with 3 home runs and 6 RBIs, 23 total bases for Cesar Ibarra. On the pitching side, we didn't get to see a lot of pitchers here. We talked about a couple. Let's go down the list here based on what I have in my notes here. We'll start with Brinley Shannon. She's a 3-time All-Star, making it for the Heaters this year. 1.13 ERA, 2 saves, and 8 innings pitched this year, 10 strikeouts. Next is Chuck Drummond, who I talked about, making it to his 4th All-Star game from the Chompers. Then we have we already talked about Shrewd Hodge. We have Norbert Heath. Heath from the War Wagons, first-time All-Star, 1.42 ERA, 103 whip, 11 strikeouts, and 12 2/3 innings pitched. We have Cole Anderson. Don't know why this guy has any business making it to an All-Star game. He did not allow an earned run all season, had 4 strikeouts and 7 innings pitched. Weren't a lot of options for the Colossus pitchers. For the Burners, it was Julian Homegrown. We saw him right at the end of that game. We already talked about him. We have Riggs Smile. First-time All-Star for the Rakers, a 2.70 ERA, a 1.35 whip, and 14 strikeouts in 13 1/3 innings pitched. And lastly is Atlas Mirthright for the Foresters, at a 1.08 ERA, a 96 whip, and 5 strikeouts in 8 1/3 innings pitched. His first time as an All-Star. He makes it for the Foresters. And that is all of the All-Stars that we talked about today and that we got to see play. I think that was the most efficient I've ever been with an All-Star game. Let me know, how did I do? That was a pretty fun game, actually. Really entertaining, at least for us Yang Conference fans and Luke Resplendent fans. The big base hit from... Oh, sorry. I hope I didn't spoil anything from other stuff I'm doing. Big base hit from Zeke Price was fun to see. But let's get back to business here with the Tundras. So we are going to start the playoffs, and let's see. That is everything we wanted to do here. So let's get into the playoffs. We already know that we didn't make it. So I'm just going to quick sim through this. Let's see who our next All-Star or our next champion will be. It's going to be the Heaters. They swept the playoffs. They knock off the War Wagons, the Cutters, and the Streamliners. And this, folks, is the first time that a Yang Conference team has won the championship. For the first time ever. The Heaters made it to the championship back in Season 1, lost to the Swoops. They were number 1 team back in Season 3, lost to the War Wagons in Round 1. And this time they are the number 1 seed, and they prove it. They are the champions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the MVP this year, the playoff MVP. It's Tate. That stings right there. Tate Nash is your number 1 player. Marvin Lang, number 2. You see Flip Bauer in the top 3. Good for him. Not really mad about that one, as he, wasn't somebody we were mad about getting rid of. We just really decided to go in a different direction. So struggled during the regular season, showed up during the playoffs. Showed up during the playoffs, which seems to be when he plays his best baseball. We'll love to see that. Withers Gentry, a big producer for the Streamliners. And then you see Long Bottom there at the number 9 spot. Makes it in the top 10 as well. So congrats to the Heaters. The Yang Conference finally has someone to hang their hats on in the Hemlock League. All right, so let's go ahead and this is going to be really interesting. So how am I going to do this? First of all, again, our goal is to shift from Tier 3 competitive, spirited, and crafty to now Tier 3 spirited, disciplined, and scholarly, which is yellow, purple, and blue. So this means that, and here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm not going to just dump all of the players that can't be on the team because I don't know who I want to keep as my extra player. I have an idea, but we're going to have to make this decision based on what's available in the free agent pool. So what I'm going to try and do is bring back as many of these players that we want to bring back as possible, and then we'll make our decisions later. So this means that with Patrick Beal here, an 86% chance, I'm fine with rolling the dice on him here because he's competitive. He's not likely to be the player that we'll keep as our extra, so let's just roll it, and he'll come in back. So Bridges is young, she's spirited, she has RBI hero, and she wants to come back below her price point. There's likely that she is going to be our second catcher on this team next year, so I'll keep her on there. Madison Middleman came on just as a piece to just get rid of some of the more expensive pieces, so I don't care. I'll just roll the dice here. She's below her price, so we'll figure this all out later. Dennis Shoei, maybe he'll do better when he's on a team with a bunch of disciplined players. Maybe he's just been struggling because he's the only disciplined player here. I'm going to roll this at 96%. He's below his price point. He could still be really good on our team with discipline and Tier 3 clutch as well. Curly is going to be off this team next year, but I'll just roll this anyway. I don't care. I always like to make it easier on myself because even if they're not on the team, they'll still show the chemistry little silhouette player, and that can get a little bit confusing. So Christian Black still wants to stay on the team at 86% chance at 2.9 million. So I want to roll this. He's spirited, so he's worth keeping around, and he decides to leave. That's fine. Cannon Arm isn't as valuable at Tier 1, but it still could be interesting. Pork, not likely to come back, but I will roll this one, 96%. All right. Howell took a lot of loyalty hits here, looking for probably somebody else next off season. 51% chance we'll roll it, and he decides to leave. Colin Mad's competitive. I liked what I saw out of him, but he's 25. He's not super young, but he's still younger. I don't think he's going to be our bonus player that we keep on the team, but let's do this at 100%. He's slightly over his price, but I'm fine with that. He didn't develop much at all. But Baldwin is spirited. He had a great season. He is 28, but he is worth $6 million, and he wants to stay on the team at 4.8. At 97% chance, we'll keep him around. Corona is competitive, not likely to stick around on the team. Doesn't make a lot of sense anymore. We'll roll it for now. 71% chance, and she'll stay. Zeke, yeah, we're going to keep you around, dude. I'm still going to roll the dice on here because I don't want to pay you more than I have to. And you still haven't really shown your potential here. So let's go ahead and roll this one, a 94% chance. Boy, I'm going to be pissed if he leaves. Okay, he's staying. He is the cornerstone of this team. All right, Demi's probably not going to be very valuable on the team next year, unfortunately. I really liked her. She was always kind of like that spry, energetic kind of boost that you want on the bench in your team. She played a lot too, but we're going to roll it for now. We'll figure it out later. All right, Wakerstein's crafty. Probably not going to be the ace of our staff next year. He's worth 11.9. He's asking for 11.9. 9.6 million is what he's getting. I'm going to just roll this one because I don't think he's going to be our bonus player. So let's just do it. 41% chance, and he's leaving. So that one's sad. He's going to be one of the tough players to see leave along with Porcovara, but I just don't think we can do it. McBiddles is spirited, but I don't want to see him on the team next year. We're just going to keep him for now. All right, Richard, I don't want you around, so we're not going to pay you. And then Wally Bailey, I'm just going to roll this one for now because he's asking for more than he's worth. He's going to leave. This one's going to be tough. It's going to come down to, I think, between Booth and Healthy, which one I'm going to keep on this team. So right now, asking for 15.6, but is worth 16.3, 14.8. She's also competitive with tier 3 rally stopper. That'll stay. She's 23 years old. 92%, I'm going to roll it. She stays. Quincy Healthy, 5.6 million is what he's asking for. He's worth 7.7. And he's asking for 7. He's worth 7.7. And he's currently getting paid 5.6. Honestly, if we could roll this and we keep him at 5.6, I don't see any reason why I couldn't or shouldn't bring him back. It would save so much money, and he is playing so far up because of that rally stopper and clutch trade. I think I'm going to roll this one, and I think that I'm willing to pay him the 7.7 or close to it to bring him back if we don't get it. But if we get the 5.6, I think it's guaranteed we're going to bring him back. So let's see, 78%. Okay, he signs. Oh man, I think that seals the deal. I think we're gonna have to say goodbye to Ellen Booth and keep Quincy Healthy. I think he's worth it. At 28 years old, he's a little bit older, but 5.6 million for a B+ rally stopper and clutch pitcher. I don't see any reason why I shouldn't. All right, let's look at these other ones really quick. I will consider keeping bringing Les Christensen back with the rally stopper trade. We'll look at that in the offseason. Let's just offer him what he currently asks for, 46%, and he takes it. So it might be worth bringing him back. At least maybe the cheapest pitcher on the team with rally stopper. Not too bad. He's 34 years old, though. Wong's not going to come back, but I'm going to just give him this for now. And then lastly is Brew Buckley. He's not going to come back either. But again, I'll just roll this one for now, and he doesn't come back. So we will have a lot of players changing teams in the offseason, and I think there's not going to be many that stick around from this team going into the next offseason. To finish off, we'll do our player pack opening. We'll just do a quick peek and see what is available. I'm hoping for some 19-year-olds. It's been a long time since we've seen some young rookies coming in. I also would hope to see some really talented players coming in. So let's see. First off, big note here, Delmar Tannen. Let's see if he's been an all-star. I can't really dilly-dally on this. I feel like Tannen has been an all-star before. Yeah, season 1 with the Swoops, he was number 6 in the top 10. And I don't know if that was the first or only time he has been an all-star. But congrats to him on a great career. Matthias Dismal, which was the guy we just saw in the All-Star game. He didn't get a chance to play, but he was in the All-Star game for the Swordfish. And then Drew Dropkin, that's a big name retiring from the Cutters. Congrats to him, 38 years old. Some big A- names and A names on the free agent pool this year. Let's see who is notable. Nothing higher than an A is available in the free agent pool. Let's start by sorting by 19 or younger. So we have Flax Baldwin here. Not too special. Mackay or Meek, I think is Sexton. Not notable here as well. Whiffer is not good. We have a young Brentwood Jackman at 21 years old, starting pitcher, but has surrounded. Not too terrible on this team. Could be interesting. I'll put a star there because we do get scholarly players now. Remember that. And Chase Randall, competitive but has an elite 4-seam fastball. Probably not. Trigger Pecorino. Sophia offside. Okay, and then we get into some of these other players. So not a lot of notable young players. Again, this is some of the wildest roles we've seen for off-season. We'll probably have some other talented players that are rookies. I'll have to vet through those later, but let's take a look at some of the best players in the league. We have Howe. We have Marvin Lang. Interesting with clutch, but is competitive. See, that would have been our guy Finally, if we were to keep what we did. Conley is disciplined with Workhorse. Okay, so we have, I'm trying to see, low pitch is really good, but distractor not so good. That's a pretty weak hitter though, or fielder. And I'm just trying to kind of sneak through here really quick and see what options we have. McDowell at first base, pretty solid. Younger at 27 years old. Base jogger won't hurt too bad at tier 1. Good fielder, kind of good all around. I'm going to put a star next to him. We have Matthews here, who's 28 with tier 3 power versus righties. His sign stealer, not so good. At shortstop, not too bad. I'm not going to look at you, Amos. Get wrecked. You can get out of here. Presidente is spirited. First pitch prayer. Now that'll be at tier 3, which we don't want. And Pippa Noggin could be interesting. Tough out would be at tier 1, but high contact is fine. Could be our new starting catcher, maybe. At 30 years old, maybe not, though. Starters with Workhorse at tier 1 aren't too bad, especially with 6-inning games. That's still valuable to us. Of course, now we have... This actually still could be worth it. This would have to determine that we would get rid of Quincy Healthy, and I don't think we can do it, but Pat Mays is really intriguing there. Flowers is crafty. Barron. Ooh. Hamza Barron made me our new first baseman. 31 years old, or second baseman. 31 years old, but RBI hero and high pitch, both at tier 3. That's really, really good. The weak arm kind of sucks, but at second base, I think that's manageable. Hunky Planktiff could be our new second baseman here. A star next to him. I have to really speed things up here. Holden is spirited. We could bring him back. Now would have a tier 3 rally stopper trait and tier 3 fork. Makes him even better. I'm really intrigued in this, especially since we're not going to be paying Ellen Booth. We can afford Stiff Bottom now. And... we have Kai Fan at first base with base jogger. This could be a cheaper... Oh, no, he's 38. All right, let's do this. Let's sort by position really quick and see just the top couple of players here. Ren Dozen rolls, interesting. Now that he's scholarly, he can be on the team. Great defender. RBI hero. Contact is lower than I'd like, but that could be manageable. He's 27, so there's room to grow there too. First base options here. Ryan Williamson could be interesting. She has got contact and inside pitch. I don't like the contact trait with her at 99 contact already, but interesting. Peyton Wade is a good choice. Agnes Lowe, probably not. No to Nixon. All right, let's move on to second base. We have a lot of options at second here. Proctor, probably not. Oh, she's not a bad option. On Bungalow. I'm also trying to find some maybe cheaper options that are younger. This opens us up to looking at a lot of players we hadn't considered before. Doyle Grayweather's intriguing. All right, let's look at third base. Who are we going to have as our starting third baseman? Could have been Torres, but now we don't have the bad ball hitter trait at tier 3, so that's a shame. He would have had tier 3 traits. Wish I could talk. Estrada, no, can't do that. Omar Hammerhead. We have another Hammerhead in the league. Cannon Arm and Rally Starter. That stinks. All right, I'm not going to do him. We now have a different third base problem here. Don't like Phoenix Porter, but that could be our option. Oh, I'm running out of time here. All right, so I'm just going to scroll through this. If you really quickly, I'll look at it again later, but if you want to take a look at what options we have, I'm really running out of time, so I'm going to have to I'll give you, probably put this at slow motion and then look through this again and see if you see anybody that stands out that you might be interested in. I'm sorry I'm rushing through this, but just trying to make sure that you all get a sneak peek at what's going to be happening in the next offseason. I have a lot to decide. I have a lot to sort through before I can figure this out. If you're enjoying the content, if you're excited for the next season of Tundra's Baseball with a new manager in tow, Tier 3 Spirited, Tier 3 Discipline, and Tier 3 Scholarly, let me know by liking the video, subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already, and commenting on what you think about the new team next year. Excited to hear from all of you. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.